Ladies and gentlemen, the latest on Wendy's and Jersey Mike. Due to the introduction of a $20 minimum wage across California, franchise owners are cutting hours and slashing jobs across the state.
One of my favorite things to do on this channel is dunk on woke policy and fake communism and use every possible example of wannabe LARPers like Gavin Newsom in California, or woke cities like Portland, anywhere out there on the West Coast, to point out and point and laugh, because that's what I do on this channel. But there's actually a more serious reason I talk about it, because it's extremely important that I continue to remind my viewers, and then they can I can give you kind of the arm you with information about anytime some idiot comes around and starts talking about communism, socialism, all this kind of stuff. Basically, several states have been pushing an extraordinarily high minimum wage. Now, I am not against people earning a good living. I want people to earn a living. That's what capitalism provides. There should be, in my opinion, no minimum wage, because the market will decide, and people will go to jobs that pay them more effectively and pay them more. But that's a broader conversation that we don't need to have right now. But a lot of these woke governors and woke states, like Gavin Newsom out in California, said, we're going to make headlines by giving everyone a $20 minimum wage. Well, guess what? The results are in, and the companies have reacted, cut everyone's hours, and effectively now we have evidence that every one of these employees is making less money now than they were at $16 an hour. Who could have foreseen this? Who could have foreseen this? Oh, everybody who's not a moron? Let's look at first the first part of the article here. Wendy's and Jersey Mike's, this is an article from yesterday, late yesterday. Wendy's and Jersey Mike's franchise owners cut hours and jobs to offset labor costs from California's new $20 minimum wage. Why is this important to everybody, even if you don't live in California? Because they're trying to spread this everywhere. Again, I want to be clear. I'm not trying to dunk on people who are just trying to make a living. I'm not trying to dunk on fast food workers. I work fast food. I wash dishes. It's not a job that you're supposed to have a career doing. Some of these fast food joints pay like it is a career, and I guess good for them. But we've now reached a breaking point where people are sick and tired of paying $45 for two people to eat at Burger King. I've got a video coming out later, or maybe it came out before this, where the average meal is $33 at Burger King, and they just got caught doing surge pricing again, which means when they're busier, they charge you more money for their product, which is the same product that you could buy an hour earlier for half the price. It's absolutely absurd. It makes sense with like Uber, things like that, but it does not make sense in fast food. But anyway, Wendy's, Jersey Mike's franchise cut hours and jobs to offset. Everyone knew this was going to happen. So Wendy's and Jersey Mike's owners in California have cut hours and slashed jobs to offset the spike in labor costs caused by the state's new $20 minimum wage. Everyone told you this was going to happen, but you did it anyway. Lawrence Cheng, who operates, I'm getting a delivery there, who operates 7 Wendy's franchises in Southern California with his family, has not only cut hours, but has also stepped in to fill shifts at his own burger joints, he said. I schedule one less person, and then I come in for that time that I didn't schedule, and I work that hour, Cheng told the Associated Press. At his Wendy's in Fountain Valley, located in Orange County, he has reduced staffing to 7 workers for afternoon shifts, compared to a dozen before the state raised the price from $16 to $20. Cheng has also limited overtime pay, so he cut staff by almost 50%. Why do you think that happened? Why do you think that happened? You see Costco too. We'll talk about that. Cheng has also limited overtime pay and does not plan to lay off any of his 250 employees. Yeah, but they don't get shifts. I remember everyone's been here, right? When I was in my 20s, I would almost always work two jobs. Actually, when I was 17 or 18, I'd work two jobs because you could only work like 26 and a half hours, whatever the minimum cutoff was. But I was out on my own by the time I was 18. I needed more than 25 hours a week. So I worked at a pizza joint and I worked at a computer repair place. It wasn't even so much about, when I worked at the computer repair place, I made $18 an hour when I was 18. Think about that. That'd be like $40 an hour nowadays. But I still also worked at a pizza joint on weekends for like $7 or $8 an hour because I still needed more money and I knew I couldn't go get another job making. So everyone's been there, right? I also worked two dishwashing jobs. I would go from washing dishes at one restaurant to washing dishes at another restaurant, sometimes in the same day, just to get by. So, I mean, I've been there. I understand. But so everyone's been there where they're like, I need more hours. I remember when I worked at a bar called Risky Business, I would beg for hours. I'm like, man, you only put me in that schedule for 8 hours this week. I need like 20. I would try to get people to trade shifts, and it was nuts. But anyway, that's also not the case for Jersey Mike's owner, Juan Carlos Chacon, who runs 9 locations in LA. The higher minimum wage, which went into effect in April, has forced him to slash 20 part-time staffers from 165 to 145, as well as reduce everyone's hours who's left. And here's the real rub of it, right? Fast food workers are getting a taste of what a higher minimum wage really means, and it's not good. Fast food restaurants in California are warning that they have to cut jobs for the pay bump to $20 an hour. Staff who work at Wendy's, Pizza, Del Taco, and Jersey Mike's in the state are getting fewer hours or days. Franchisees who run the store outlets echo that, saying that they have had to cut staff hours or the total number of staff on the books. One has cut staff by 20 people. For Anif Somaladia, a general manager, I probably really messed up that name. It's been a mixed bag, this, that, and the other thing. Experts say it's too early to tell the long-term impact of the wage hike on fast food restaurants and whether or not the widespread layoffs and closures will be coming. Past wage increases have not necessarily led to job loss. Well, they have in this case. Many fast food chain operators say they are cutting hours and raising prices to stay in business. Well, this is what begins the death cycle, right? This begins the death cycle. Because now customers aren't going to pay for that. I'm not paying $11 for a sub sandwich. Forget it. I could make 2 of them for that price. I put one in the fridge, and this is like, so you end up saying here, when labor costs jump more than 25% overnight, any restaurant business with already thin margins will be forced to reduce expenses elsewhere. They don't have a lot of options beyond increasing prices or reducing the hours of operation or scaling back the size of the workforce. Well, yeah. Some people say it's not a bad thing since now she can spend more time with her 4-year-old son. Hey, that's fine. I don't think a lot of people are happy that prices are better. And look at what's happening here. Costco now, right? Increasing the membership cost for the first time since 2017. Costco wholesale yesterday said it would hike annual membership fees for the first time in 7 years. I mean, what did they think was going to happen? What exactly did they think was going to happen? When you're cutting hours to offset this, you're now making less money because you have less job. You have less hours. You're making $4 an hour more, but you're getting 10 hours less. So your take home is less. And that's what everybody knew was going to happen. You say, Howard Lewis, a 63-year-old retiree who works at Wendy's in Sacramento, has been investing his extra money. Today was payday, and I bought $500 worth of stock. Good for him. And Lewis, who's also helping his ex-wife fix the brakes on her car. Wait, what? We're in a state that gives a damn about fast food workers who are predominantly women working 2.5 jobs just to get by, Newsom stated. Yeah, but now they're going to get less hours. It's the obvious conclusion. It is the obvious conclusion of how it's the only way that they could have, had this work out. If you go to Google even, and you look at, $20 minimum wage, and you look at all the articles about this, every one of them has been like, California fast food workers now earn $20 an hour. Franchisees are responding by cutting hours. Wendy's, Jersey Mike's franchise owners slash hours and jobs to offset labor costs. You know, you see, I mean, like pizza chain joins businesses leaving California. The California minimum wage disaster. You know, California's $20 minimum wage law is already having disastrous unintended consequences. Major restaurants, people are just making less money because they're getting their hours cut. You know, I mean, that's ultimately what's happening. That's what we're seeing in these articles. You know, again, I don't blame people for making more money. It's not their fault, right? But you see this, fast food chains are turning now to digital, right? Fast food chains have found a way to get around the ever-rising minimum wages, and it's not good news for staff. $20 minimum wage for fast food workers in California began back in April 1st. Workers have already complained about getting fewer hours since then. We're already at the peak of what anybody is willing to pay for fast, greasy food. And so you end up with this situation where Wendy's says no. Jersey Mike's, we've raised the prices as high as we possibly can. Now we have Costco increasing the price, the first time since 2017. I guess it's not that long. It's almost 10 years though. Costco said the maximum annual 2% reward associated with executive membership will also increase to $12.50 from $1,000. That's because everything just costs more anyway. You know, Costco, I find Costco to be hit or miss, you know, but when they are raising prices and they're talking about, hey, we can't give you the $1 hot dogs anymore, even though you pay for a membership fee, which should offset that stuff. It's nuts. The $20 minimum wage has completely backfired. And now we have basically the evidence to prove it. They're just taking home less money. Why? Because they're getting less hours or they're unemployed. Now, maybe this all shakes out, right? They go find, there's enough people to like move around and go work at other fast food places and keep getting their $20 an hour. Maybe. But for right now, it looks pretty rough. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe or follow down below. And also, if you made it to the end of the video, announcing my company's Coffee Brand Coffee's summer flavors, our brand new flavor increase formula of the blackberry cream and hazelnut churro. You can see they both are, the new flavors are extraordinarily well reviewed. 91 reviews at a 4.8 out of 5, 88 at a 4.8 out of 5. Promo code The Quartering to save. These are limited time only flavors, so definitely give them a try. CoffeeBrandCoffee.com. Otherwise, I'll leave a link in the description as well, and we'll talk to you again real soon.